Welcome to Dead Skull Genetics, guys. Today we're going to be setting a pot. This is a 15-gallon pot. I'm going to go over what I'm putting into here. So let's dig in. All puns intended on that. So again, I've got my 15-gallon pot here. It's nothing special. It's got a little bit of drainage at the very bottom. I've got an 18-inch round saucer pan to go underneath this. This I was able to get off of Amazon. It's like, what is it, 10 for, it's like, these were like 8 something, just under $9 a piece for 10 of them. It was like 80, 90 bucks to grab 10 of these all together. I've been using these and have had absolute great success in here. It holds enough dirt mass and volume around the root zone so that the roots are able to expand and explore all throughout its little environment in here, and it holds enough moisture so that I don't have to worry about watering every single day. If I miss a day, it's okay. There is still a lot of moisture left in this dirt. We'll go over different watering methods and stuff like that, things to keep in mind when you're watering to kind of give you better success with starting your seedlings, vegetation, all the way up to fruiting or flowering, depending on what you're growing. Because this will work with any plant. I'm not talking you're going to have, award-winning success out of it. There's a lot of things that factor into having, an award-winning grow. So it's more than just what's in the bucket that's going to make everything work really good. This is just one key to a bigger system. So just kind of keep that in mind. You can grow in all different types of growing media. You can do, if you're wanting to do hydroponic, you can do it in water, aeroponic. You can do it in Rockwool cubes. You could do this in pure coco coir. Depending on your level of growing expertise. I say if you're going to do this and you're new, I would say learn how to do the basics, which would be soil growth. It's not, you're not driving performance like all the way through the roof. It's going to get you to where you get a basic understanding of your flower pot, plus your watering habits, your feeding, how you do all of your feedings inside of a bigger pot. Soil is a little bit more forgiving. I don't have to worry as much. It's like you can get nuts with it if you want, but pHing your water, it's not as necessary in soil. Soil will act as your buffer. Hydroponics, anytime you get closer to just doing hydroponics or aeroponics, because you don't have anything to buffer to the roots, you got to be really careful of your pH. In a soil, you don't really have to. I would say in soil, the biggest thing that I would be worried about is the water source that I'm utilizing having heavy metals in it, or having any kind of antifungal, antibacterial like you would find in bigger cities, because they're flowing water through a lot of pipes underground. They want to make sure that the water gets to your house and is not going to get you sick in any way, shape, or form. Those situations, you might, if you're in a big city, you're going to have to put your water that you're going to utilize into a container and let it off gas for 24 hours minimum to get those chemicals out. Otherwise, it can affect how the nutrients are uptaked and affect microbiology that you're going to create through feeding and everything in your root zone. And then depending on what you're feeding and everything like that, that all plays into it, but that's different. We're setting up the pot today. What am I putting into here? So we can go over my ingredients selection here, guys. So to my left here, be your right, I've got some topsoil that I can grab at the hardware store. You can grab this anywhere. It will be soil with like peat moss or something like that in there. Maybe some of them have some nutrients in there that they put in, which will be perfect for your plants. It doesn't matter what you're going to grow into it. To me, topsoil's topsoil. They all kind of come the same way. There's peat moss in there. There's some soil in there. There's God, what else? What do they put in there? Oh, wood. Pulverized wood chips and stuff. They'll have that all in there. There's nothing you can do about it unless you want to grab the soil out of your yard, and then figure out how you can correct that soil. Which again, you can. I'll do another video on it and show you guys how to do that too. It'll be that one. I'll do a different experiment on, and I'll show you how to actually take soil from outside and just grow in it. It can be done, guys. I'm just saying, it can absolutely 100% be done. It's just a matter of how much time and effort you want to put into setting up your garden. This is the quickest way to set it up. So get some premium topsoil right there. I have a worm compost farm, so I make my own composts. I make my own worm compost themselves. I've been setting up multiple pots, so I'm like kind of running low on my my indoor worm castings. They're not quite finished up. I would say that I can do a bigger harvesting in like about a month or so. So I've harvested as much as I absolutely could, and then just to kind of go one step further, I went and grabbed some composted manure. This is going to give you a lot of fertilization, guys. You put this stuff in there, and you don't have to feed it as hard. I mean, you can still do your normal feedings, just to kind of tweak it. But once you've set these pots that first initial time, you set it with the right nutrients into the soil, and you won't really have to, quote unquote, have to actually water. All you have to do is actually just water. You won't have to fertilize with the water. That's what I meant. Words. So I'm going to put all this goodies into here. Some worm castings, some composted manure, some topsoil, and then I got this big old bag here. It's perlite. Perlite helps with drainage. What perlite is volcanic, aerated volcanic rock. So it's just basically they melt rocks and they foam it. So this is like foamy rock bits. It doesn't hold water. It just creates space in the soil so that it can't just clump up and hold water in there. It'll actually promote a little bit of drainage going all the way through. This stuff's good. Then over here, I've got some gypsum. What gypsum is just like some small stones. So you'll get your rock minerals from this. And gypsum also gives calcium. Everything needs calcium. You don't need to put an absolute ton of this stuff in there. This is like a faster acting, so it's already been kind of pulverized a little bit, so it'll break down just a little faster. This time of year, it's hard to find the larger gypsum rocks. So this summer, I'm going to actually grab a bigger bag of bigger pieces of gypsum rocks. This way I can still do this and re-amend next grow cycle. Because I'm not throwing away any of the soil. All the soil all gets reused run after run. You just re-amend the stuff. Make sure, and then I put worms themselves go into here. That's the only thing that I'm not going to show you on here is me just putting worms into it. I have a worm farm. Yeah, imagine handfuls of worms goes into here and they live life because of the organic material in the topsoil and what's in the composted manure. The worms will have plenty of food, and then I just got to sit there, basically water it. The worms will poop at the roots, and I'll have healthy roots for bigger fruits. So let's go ahead and start getting into this. For the first thing that I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and rip a bag open here and start filling. Now, 15-gallon pot. That takes a lot of dirt, guys. Oy. Now, because I don't have a lot of worm castings, I'm going to put the worm castings more towards the top of this. Take rings off or whatever, because you're going to get your hands a little muddy. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of unclump this up a little bit. And then I'm going to be adding in some of my other amendments into this. I just want to make sure there's nothing like hugely big. I pulled this, got it from the store, and all these bags are frozen. So this is them being unfrozen for the first time. And now one bag filled up about 2/3. So kind of keep that in mind, that when you got a 15-gallon bucket, that it'll take at least 2 bags of soil to fill this thing up, at least. And then you got your amendments that'll help bring it up the rest of the way. So we're going to put in a little bit of the gypsum in now. Now it doesn't have to be a whole lot. That's like a cup and a half, and then you just sit here and just work it in. You see? It's like oh, it's frozen dirt. It's a little clumpy of frozen dirt here. Too funny. Like I said, and I got this stuff the other day, and it's still kind of frozen. I had it sitting in front of the heater. All right, so I've got just enough in there that I can see the gypsum, little gypsum pieces, right? I want it to drain a little better than this, so I'm going to put some perlite into it. Oh, you know what? I should just pour this. Probably be easier. And I'll put more perlite into this than I will the gypsum, because this will actually help promote a lot of the drainage. And I'll go ahead and start mixing this up. All right. So now I got a muddy hand, and I got a good amount of perlite in here. So we'll go ahead and add some manure into this. This way I can get a little bit of more nutrients in the bottom half of this bin. Ooh. And from what I know with fertilization, between 10 and 20% compost manure or worm castings is the perfect ratio for this. So about 10 to 20% of this bucket should be your fertilization. So not a whole lot. And I can work this stuff in too. And we'll see if I have to add some more perlite to this. You guys are going to watch this in real time how I make this. Alright, now I want some more perlite in here because I want better drainage. Alright, now, so we got the bottom half of this. I go ahead and I tamp it down. What we're trying to do is get any kind of air pockets kind of taken care of. We're not trying to step on this and compact it. We're just trying to get any kind of air voids out. Because once you've got this all full, you can't do this. Alright. So now I'm going to fill up some more soil in here and we'll get more amendments. Woo. The perlite's dusty. If dust bothers you, certainly wear a little mask when you're dealing with the perlite and the gypsum. Oops, that's more frozen dirt. That's the other reason why I'm wanting to do this too, is that it'll allow warmth to get down into here, because this is all 100% frozen, clumped up dirt right here. Alright, let's keep filling. Hopefully I don't have too much more. Holy cow. Here's another frozen bit. Alright, so just the center of it was frozen still. Not a problem. Separate this, spread it around a little bit. Alright, so I still have some room for the perlite, the gypsum, and some manure, and my worm castings in here. Awesome. Go ahead. Again, I don't need much of this. Go ahead and start mixing some of this stuff up. get some perlite here for some drainage. Wait a minute. What a vacuum cleaner for. Again, we can sit there and tamp it down and see how much room I've got in here. It looks like I've got more room for some more perlite. Like, I want good drainage there. When I say I want good drainage, I mean it. Now, with it tamped down, oh, look at that. That there is beautiful. So, now I got to put in two things. And with the magic of editing, I'm going to show you one of them right now. Just like that. This is what I was getting. So high tech, I know. It's called a seed starting pot. So high tech. I know! Woo! So, what I want to do is that I'm going to be doing some low stress training in a couple of these. I'm going to be trying it out by actually bending plants over to make them bush up better. So we can bend a plant over, and I mean, this is something you guys got to think about whenever you're planting. Are you going to be just letting it grow up like a Christmas tree? Then just plant it right in the middle. You're good to go. If you're going to do any kind of low stress training where you're bending branches over, it's actually better to have it just slightly off-centered. This way, when you do your first bend, it stays within the perimeter of the pot. Pro tip. So I'm going to try to give you guys some good tips here. So the way that I do everything is I start opening up the dirt for what I'm about to do, right? Oh, that was too zealous over there. I'll have to clean that up. So, something just like that, right? So that's all you really need to do. And what does this do for you guys? Now, I've got a little form. I could drop my little flower pot into, uncap my plant out of this and transplant into here a lot easier. I'm just saying. Now, I'd like to get the bottom of this just a little deeper. Just like that. And then she sits a little more flush. So, that's basically all you have to do to set a pot. Now, from here, you could put some straw on here to kind of, what the straw does is it helps to keep moisture in the dirt area. I like to do something a little different because I'm more of an organic farmer myself. Is I take some, this stuff's from buildasoil.com. This is their clover mix. It's got 4 different kinds of clover in there, chickpeas, and all this other stuff. So there's like 12 different varieties of seeds in here. And I basically plant them down, and all of this helps with fixing nitrogen. So this is a beneficial plant, gives you more roots into the soil, will help beneficial microbiology in here kind of flourish because it's got multiple things that it can eat from. So awesome stuff there. So I will plant this out. Now it doesn't take much to really cover this. We're not trying to do a real thick seeding. like a small handful, and even this might be too much. We'll find out here in a second. From here, you just give it a slight, real light agitation. This time I'm not tamping, I'm just kind of patting. This way anything that's loose kind of sticks to itself now. I'm not trying to make air pockets go away. This is more like just flattening out the dirt and making sure everything is not just going to blow away in the slightest little breeze, right? And then from here, we're now done. So, hope you guys learned a little something. If you got something out of this, certainly like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and keep on growing. I'll see you on the next.